snap, what's up, folks, man? Yesterday I was playing Tales of Arise and I didn't put any audio to it because I was like, man, burnt out. I was irritated from this blister on my foot. I went rollerblading a while, solo dolo, and then my cousin came in from California and was like, cuz, you know, what's up? Like, I mean, he literally pulled up on me and was like, so you coming? I'm like, yeah, you know, because I need to exercise and I got so fat, like, not seriously, but to me, it's fat. So
okay, off we go.
Like, oh no, I gotta get this shit off of me ASAP, and I went. But the night before he showed up, I had went like several miles, and the first half of it, I barely even stopped.
Better rest up while we can.
When you rollerblade, it's a lot of other stuff that comes with that. Like you have the mental drainage because the shit is on your mind all the time. Like, oh man, don't fall, don't bust your shit, because once you tear that concrete up, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? It leaves you with you know, discouragement. Like I don't think I want to do this anymore. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, you know, that alone is strenuous, and then you have to, you know, have your mind so concentrated on your balance and your grace, because the slightest bad movement can make you fall, you know, and severely hurt yourself. It was this kid the other day, because I've been rollerblading a lot actually lately. Like I went downtown during Memorial Weekend on my rollerblade going on to see if they was doing them, and you know, that's one thing they faithfully have been doing for years. Like I remember,
off we go.
Back when they used to be free, like they didn't even charge you the 10, and now it's like $350 for the 3 days. You know, and some were saying like that was for 1 day, and I'm like, well, I'm not about to, y'all, I'm not shutting down, I'm not about to spend that kind of money, you know, on some shit like this. Because it's like, why? You know what I mean? It's like, the music is available on YouTube, right? You know, they can put YouTube in, but, you know, in regards to that, it is a different experience when you are in person, listening to your favorite artists, you know, and you're around other people that are embracing that. You know, it's just a good time. So I get it, but I was like, I don't pick on them. And then, you know, the day I went, it was like the last day of it, so it would have been pointless for me to. They were still paying some $300 some dollars. You think I'm stupid? I'm about to pay that. So I end up just rollerblading down Hard Plaza and Campus Martius and, you know, other areas of downtown. I said, okay, you know what, I'm burnt out, because the heat was nasty. Like, it was so potent that I was like, oh man, like, I don't know, you know, why I even did this, because if it wasn't for this bottle of water, shit, it would have been KO. Because I was literally sweating pools, and then after I
won't forgive you.
Decided to come back, I'm at the bus stop, and this dude had a cast on, and I'm talking to this bus lady because I'm like, man, I don't like to drive my car, usually towed. So, you know, I decided to let it happen because everybody was in that accident prior. Like, it was still fully functionable and driving and everything. It's just the impact caused me to have to tie down my hood. So I was like, man, I'm not about to, I don't want to put no more money in this car. I'm gonna buy a whole new car, you know. And then they had took it twice illegally. The first time I was in this park, I had rollerbladed all through the night. Like, I don't know what I was thinking. I must have been tweaking, because I had a long merry session and I had this bottle of wine on me, and I'm like, you know what, like the rollerblade,
Get lost!
you know, with some wine and Mary in my system. I'm trying. And man, it was so fun. Like I was buzzing, it was great. And you know, I didn't realize I was doing so many miles because the park itself is like a mile. You know, outside the park, it's not of the park, and back into the park, and then around the track again. So you know, I was tapped out. I couldn't even go anymore. My legs were so exhausted. I wasn't moving slow either. I was moving at a pretty
This
decent
ends
pace.
now!
Consider yourself finished.
See you continue on in that vein.
Yes, my lady.
Something you wanted to
I
say?
was pooped. And then, you know, I'm like, dang, I don't have so much money.
Do it!
I know I'm a tailor.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
Police out here are foul. Like, you hear about it all the time. You know, word occurred, you know.
Everything's coming up,
Kentucky, that's what they call it. And, you know, you might not have that experience, you know, as you shopping in Taylor or passing through. But once you get involved with the police, you already know.
I'm always
They
impressed how
just
good of a shot you are, Shion.
Shit, they illegally stop you.
What do you mean?
Search you. You know,
Just that all I'm good
search
for is
and seize
throwing
your
myself
vehicle,
at things.
'cause that's what
It's
they
not
do.
like
They
I'm
took my
that good
shit.
of a...
And I'm like, what are you doing?
Look,
I'm in
that's
my
just
car.
how it is with
You know, I'm
guns.
not driving.
If you miss,
You know,
it's a
I
wasted
got it
bullet
on
you can't
because
get
I
back.
passed out. Like I literally
Is that why you're
passed
always
out
aiming
so
to
bad in
exploit
my car
enemies' weak
to the point
spots?
where I woke up. And
I
it
wouldn't
had
say every
no-
shot is that
I
deliberate.
said, damn.
That is
like,
part of
what's
it.
going on, Michigan? You
For
tweaking?
example,
Like,
if I
for
see a
real,
flying
because it
enemy,
was
I'll
hot
often go
the
for their
day
wings.
I went rollerblading. It was so nice.
Also,
and then
if
when
I
the
see a
sun
jumping enemy
set
without
up that
wings,
night,
I
it
know
got
they're an
real
easy
cool,
target
so it
because
was
they can't
just
get out of the
right
way
there.
while in the
And then
air.
I passed out.
In your
So
case,
was
I
like,
bet it's easier for you to
rollerbladed
deal
from
with
like
enemies that
1 to
stay on
2
the
o'clock in
ground,
morning,
right?
And I started at 8.
Definitely.
So I was.
Things that
I
can
was
fly circles around me are a real pain to
out.
deal with.
And
Exactly.
I'm like,
It's
you know what,
important to
screw it.
keep your enemy's movements in check.
I'm just gonna pass out of my car.
True. Although your shots have the added
Next thing I
benefit of
woke up,
stunning
man,
enemies.
it's cold as ice
So
out
it's
here.
easier to
You
swipe
know what I'm
materials
saying?
from
You
them.
know,
And it's really helped
warm
out.
up first before I pull
It's
up,
nothing,
because I was
really.
gonna head to.
As long as you keep doing
know,
your part when we
freshen
fight,
up
I'd
and
say
all
we're
that
even.
stuff. Next, you know, dirty ass Taylor police pulled me out my car, towed my shit illegally. Then the towing company
dispose
know
of
they
the
towed my
trash.
shit illegally, so they gave me my car back, even though you know they could have kept it because me not having certain documentation, you know, that was legitimate. So I said, okay, what's going on? But you know, they can't penalize you for that if you're not down the vehicle. You can start the car. Once you're not in motion, you know, you can start the car. So it's like, dude, what the fuck? And they, you know, took my car. I got it
That
back.
was almost too easy.
And then next thing you know, I'm at Chase Main dealing with this yuck ass racist white chick who, you know, like that's one of the things I really despise about racist ass white people. Like they, number one, they just dumb as fuck, and then two, they do the most foulest shit because they get on your personal business and shit, and then have the nerves to be wrong. You know, I was dealing with this fucked up ass Indian guy on the phone who was so disrespectful. He was, you know, not being pleasant at all. And I'm like, dude, you know, I don't like your tone. I don't like the way you conducting yourself over the phone. You don't demand my information. You asking you have it. I don't have to, you know, consort with you, motherfucker. I didn't call you. I called, you know, Chase Bank. You know what I'm saying, motherfucker? You just working. What the fuck wrong with your stupid ass? But he was so fucked up that I just said, okay, you know what? I'm about to go hand on this nigga. And I went off on him. Bitch ass niggas.
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
You know, when some of y'all motherfuckers trying to come over here, y'all get the
Part to
privilege
your heart's
to
content.
work in decent
Together, that
jobs, and
wasn't even
then
a problem.
you want to, you know, give out shitty customer service, you know, and I'm like, second, I picked, you know, the English. So why the fuck am I doing with somebody whose English is not fluent and cohesive to the point where I could even understand you, you know, clearly, but I know that you got this shitty ass attitude where you demanded, you know, my information like, nigga, you supposed to make somebody comfortable when you asking for their personal bank information. Number one, and two, you should already have it because the bitch ran you my information before I got on the phone. So it ain't no reason for you to even act like that. So I was on fire, you know, because I had got to the bank, and the reason why I got to the bank is because, you know, they had put a halt on my account, and that's, you know, was the result of dealing with shitty ass foreigner, a fucking piece of shit Indian guy on the phone. Like I had like after the police fucked the car, I went and got a hotel. You know, I said, okay, I'm stranded out here. I don't want to go too far. You know, I got some bread. Let me just get a hotel for a couple nights and get it in my car. You know, once the towing place open, because they got me on the Friday. So, you know, by the time they told up my shit, the towing place was closed. Couldn't get my shit back in the same day.
Houses
so
in a
I was
place
like,
like
damn,
this.
standing out in the middle of nowhere
People
in Taylor.
really live all the
I
way
don't
out
live
here?
out here. Fuck. It's cold as ice
The whole
outside.
area is
because
just
it
little
literally
villages.
snowed. Like it was
This one's
freaking
Messiah 224.
freezing outside. So I
Wait,
said, okay,
here's
let me
something.
just go ahead.
Seems
Get
like
this
people
hotel.
arguing.
So I get the hotel.
Bureau agents.
And,
The
you know,
snake eyes must be
I
here.
get ready to
We should
check out,
sneak past
but
them.
I had called
That was my original
and
plan, since you all stick
disputed
out
the
so much.
hotel stay
Why?
because
In case one of your
breach of
people tattles
contractual
on us?
agreement. The fucking,
It's the run-ins who are making us do it. Oh yeah?
this
Like this
racist
Renan
ass
who you
white
need
lady
to
that
save your
worked there,
people's
she
skin?
kept leaving my
Well, that's
hotel
a wrench
door
coming from
unlocked.
the
Like she would
bright eyes. These
purposely
people
go
are the reason we're in
through
this
the
mess in the
floor
first
and open
place.
up my
But she
hotel
started it.
room floor. You know, she seen me
3
come out.
centuries
Like
of
I have my
resentment is
little
too much to lay at a single person's feet.
I was like, man, I need some snacks.
Same
I'm about
goes
to
for
be in
you,
this motherfucker
Shion.
for 3 days.
You can't
I
ignore
don't
the
like
past
eating
when
out
speaking
because
of the
I'm,
present.
you know, Taylor, Tucky. And after seeing how the police was, I said, you know what? I'm not even about to chance it with these whole ass restaurants. And that was like one of the reasons why I had this dispute.
Now,
Because, you know, that's what
If
they
I
do.
were to
They
guess,
collectively, you
someone
know,
tipped off
gather
the
in
Snake Eyes
areas
and they're
where
here
they're
to make an
strong
arrest.
at, and they, you know,
You better not
be
be about
lurking
to
in the
suggest we
shadows
get
and shit
involved.
and do
I'm here for the
petty
Lord's
ass
head
fuck shit.
and nothing more.
Because, like, the reason, you know, I was like
Let
having
go for you
issues
too,
with
Alpha?
the car was because I
Why
had
did you come?
multiple disputes. Like I had went to
Why?
wing
liberate
Co
this realm's slaves,
to
of
get
course.
some wings. I'm like, I usually eat,
Are you still
you
a
know,
slave?
very fresh food,
Me?
salads.
Then
you
tell
know,
me what it
with,
means to live unshackled.
fruits, you know, tons of citrus, because anytime I have a salad, I
tell
gotta
you
have
what it
lemon
means.
juice. I don't do
It
dressing.
means living on
I
your
just
own
use lemon
terms.
juice and
Being
you know,
your
toss
own
my
master.
lettuce in, and then I put all my toppings
Thinking
and
and
shit on
making
top.
decisions for yourself.
Delicious.
And being
Everything.
prepared to accept the
But,
consequences.
I'm like, you know,
Understand?
I don't really eat out, so I was like, well, fuck it. I want a hot meal,
Yeah.
you know, prepared for
think
me
so.
because
Good.
it's been a while since I
So
cooked
prove
something.
it to me.
So I go to get
Shion.
wing cookers. I'm like, you
Don't
know what? I
stop
haven't
it.
had
I'm
you
not
know,
going,
fried
and that's
food
that.
in a long time. I've been eating, you
I
know, a
understand.
lot of fish.
Just wait here with Red Whip till
Tons
we
of
get back,
vegetables.
okay?
You know,
You're
even
going
when I
in
go to the
without the
Chinese
sword?
restaurant, I always get vegetable
Looks to be
fried
that way.
rice, and you know, the
This
place
is
I
my
go
choice,
gives
after
me
all.
Your
broccoli
choice?
crowns,
Listen to
edamame,
yourself. That
yellow
sword's useless to me
onion,
without someone to use
carrots.
it. You go dying on me
I
out
wish
there
they
and you'll
put
put our
bok
whole
choy in it,
mission in
but they,
jeopardy.
you know, they was holding out
But I need
bean
us all to make it
sprouts
safely to
and
Cisloden.
green onion, you know. So it's like, okay, I get, and they put mushrooms, but I'm like,
Too
nah,
many
just don't put
sacrifices
that.
have already
I don't
been
do
made.
fungus. Don't put that shit
We
in my
came
food.
here to put a stop to
But,
any more.
you know, I be fucking them up. I was getting that a lot because it was so good.
You've
and I had the
sacrificed
egg
something
rolls,
too, huh?
And the egg rolls filled
Hide
with
somewhere until
bean
it's over.
sprouts, none but
You hear me?
vegetables. So I'm like, man, I'm gonna go to the Sabachi because I've never been here.
Damn
you know,
those
and
rabbits.
it's been open.
I hate
It's
seeing
survived COVID. So I said, okay, well, let me see what's going on. So going there, and you know, this old white couple, they like me. They, you know, damn near doing all kind of adult shit at the table, and I was so uncomfortable. I'm like, man, y'all too old for this shit. I'm just trying to get my food and go. So
Silence,
they were like, well,
embedded.
we're, you know, you
Anyone
kind of
who
came at a
fails
late
to
time.
cooperate
We don't
will be
have any
arrested
booths
and
open.
tried as a traitor to the
You
realm.
know, I told the waitress I wanted to sit by myself, but the bitch put me with these other people.
Damn it.
So I said,
Son of a
okay,
rat.
I should have just got
Sold
some
us
less
out
right
again.
in there because
You there.
that's when I knew
You
there
want me
was
to
no
hold you up
respect
on
there,
suspicion of
and
civil
the bitch was
disobedience.
racist.
But I
I you know, ignored it because I'm like, okay, it might be just because
Leave 'em
it's
alone.
late and you know they don't want to have all this stuff to clean up, so I let it slide. But the fucking dude was so disgusting cooking the food, like he cross-contaminated my shit.
We
So
can't
I
use
got
the
up and
blazing
left.
sword this close to the villagers.
Disputed that, but
Could get
before
hurt.
that, I was at Winco,
There are too
and
many
the fucking
agents.
dirty ass white guy that was working there, you know, because it's a lot of dirty ass people that's about in Taylor,
Whoa.
you know, black
Is
included,
that you?
but you talking about the white ones at this point in time.
What's going
And
on?
I was like, what the
Aren't we
fuck going
supposed to be
on? Because
fighting
the
them?
dude was
You're
scratching
alive.
himself, you know, and I'm like, bro, like, I
What
know
are
you
you
not the
doing
cook.
here?
And showing up, this
The
nigga
realm
was,
of
and then
Thessalonia doesn't tolerate civil
on
dissidents
top of
like
him,
you.
you know, scratching his genitalia and shit while he
Whoa.
was preparing the food. Like I guess he thought he was invisible or some shit.
I
because
hereby
I'm talking
detain
to
you
the
in the name of
cashier,
his lordship.
and he, you know, is kind of tucked in the back, and I guess he thought I wasn't being observant. And I'm like, if you do that shit on purpose, you know, you let people behind the counter because that type of shit make you walk on somebody and fuck their ass up. But I said, you know what? I don't want the food. Cancel that order, bitch. I don't want it. So she got mad. And I was like, for what? I need a reason why. I'm like, I ain't gotta give you a reason. I just changed my mind, bitch. You know, if you wanna know for real, then, you know what I'm saying? You gonna lose a lot more business, cause, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna go public about the shit, and I'm like, you know, don't play with me. I need my money back. You know what I'm saying? Because I was going, you know, call a better business deal and shit, and had that motherfucker shut down for, you know, for all that shit. Like, that's a total violation of health code. You know what I mean? You scratching yourself and you giving somebody food, and then it's stupid. I'm like, man, what the fuckery? And then, you know, the police was so fucking dirty. It's like, what happened was, right, I'm talking to this bitch ass Indian guy on the phone. I'm touching him. I'm so disgusted at this ass. he was purposely trying to, you know, demeanor me and shit. And I'm like, dude, like, you know, what's the fucking problem? You know what I'm saying? You making American money, motherfucker. If you wasn't for America, you wouldn't have a fucking job. So you know, you should humble yourself and be pleasant on the phone. Nigga, what the fuck wrong with you? So I'm cutting up on him. He finally apologized and asked me to get her the phone. So I get her the phone, right? And then I'm like, okay.
What's going on, son?
I'm thinking that she gon', you know,
you
mind her business and shit. This dirty bitch, she gonna say some foul shit. It's like, oh well, you need to learn how to talk to people. And I cussed her stupid ass. I was like, bitch, first of all, don't eavesdrop in our conversation. That ain't have shit to do with you. So you keep your fucking, you know, comments to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And when I ask you for it, then you can say that. When I ask you for your advice or your criticism, bitch, then you can say that. I didn't ask you for nothing but for you to do your fucking job. To do your fucking job, bitch, or give me somebody else that will. Shut the fuck up and tell me what the fuck I can and can't say or how to handle my business. She was pissed. That bitch was so bad. She got up, walked in the back and said, I'm gonna get you a different manager. I said, well, you do that, because that's what the fuck I wanted them to do in the first place, but they sent me to your stupid ass. So she called the police, and these dirty motherfuckers, they all pull up. I'm sitting outside, I'm videotaping everything. I'm sitting outside, the car is parked, not even on the bank's property, so they put my car out of the jurisdiction of the police, because, you know, my car was not a part of the disturbance, so they had no right to even confiscate it. But they were so motherfucking dirty, they took the car, you know, and then the towing company, because they were some racist, dirty motherfuckers, and then on top of that, everybody, majority of the racist people out there,
Enemy reinforcements. Use the sword.
Tank,
I can't. The villagers will get caught in the blast. We
you know
need
what
to
I'm
fall
saying?
back.
And
crying out
lazy
loud.
as fuck. Like,
Go.
oh, I was
Leave
so
without
mad. I'm like, man,
You can't.
they
I'm
thought I
not
couldn't
leaving
see through
without
the glass because they had this really
Alfred,
dark
there's
tinted
no time.
glass that's
What about the
also
resistance? Everyone's
covered with
counting on
mirrors.
you.
And I can see clearly through it.
Forgive
and I'm
me.
like, y'all sloppy fat motherfuckers are just sitting here not doing shit. You know, because I'm sitting there waiting for them to, you know, see what's going on with my car, and I was like, you know what, I don't even want the car anymore. This is the second time y'all took it. I just want my shit out the car. And I had to wait for them to give me access to my vehicle. And I got, you know, tons of shit in my trunk. Like, man, I was so mad. Like, I had my PS4 in there.
We've waited all night, but nobody's
Wii
shown up.
No sign of Zephyr
I would
or an enemy
keep my
pursuit.
games.
The plan now.
So sometimes I visit a buddy. And
You really need to ask? We go rescue
and we play
Zephyr.
games and shit, you know, and you'll have friends
He's
come over
under
to the
arrest.
game out
They'll have taken him to Sislo then,
and
the
have a good
capital
time.
city.
So I'm like, you know what, I want to keep my
Assuming
stuff
he's
on
still
me, so
alive,
if I do
that is.
hang out with them,
I can't
you know,
believe Zephyr
we got
never
shit to
told
do.
us he had a son.
But
I wonder if the
I was
rest of
so
the Crimson
fucking
Crows
mad.
knew
And I'm
about
like,
it.
man,
And to
fucking
find him in
dirty
that
ass
village of all
Taylor.
places. Some
But,
coincidence,
you know,
huh?
I was like, oh man, you know, I don't.
Those fireworks you pulled
I
out
gotta
of your
fuck
hat
that
back
mission
there.
because
They were astral arts,
majority
weren't
of
they?
they police
What the
is
hell are
fucked
you
up.
doing?
It's
I've
like
never
they
heard
took
of a
oath to
Danon who
protect
can
and
cast
serve
astral arts.
and to
Are you a
liberate
Renan?
and stand for justice
Like hell I am.
and, you know,
No, of course
everything
not.
that
Renan's eyes light up
is
when they use astral arts.
supposed to be, you know,
And when you used an art, your eyes definitely
part of the
didn't.
Constitution.
I guess that
when it
means you
comes to
can't be
your
a so-called
rights.
bright eyes
These dirty
after all.
motherfuckers just get the badge just so they could be monsters. You know what I'm saying? So they can oppress other people with, you know, their position. And it's just like, oh man, these dirty ass police out here.
You're right.
Taylor.
Those
But,
were astral arts I used. Same
yeah,
as the
that's how
ones
my car
wielded by the
got
Renans.
confiscated. So I'm like, damn,
A long
you know,
time ago,
I've been busting
my family,
moves on feet. And
my
that's how I had
people
to ride the
were
the
once
fucking
known
bus.
as mages.
But I'm, you know, I'm downtown and shit, and I said, okay, the
A
music
Danon
festival,
mage?
bang,
Until now, I'd
music
only ever heard of them in
loud, it's
stories and
crowded,
rumors.
all kind of people come out. So
Till now, I've seen one
this
with my own
hook
eyes.
ass,
I suppose I'll
fat,
have to believe it.
sloppy ass Mexican bitch.
We've been
You
in
know,
hiding for a
I-
long, long time.
I'm like,
Even
uno
before the
momento, you know,
Renans
hola,
first
¿cómo
attacked.
estás? And then, you know,
That's
she
why no
looked at
one knew
me,
about us.
I'm like, oh, so you can't speak
Even before the
Espanol? I'm
Renans?
like, yo quiero Espanol?
Yeah.
She didn't say shit.
My
So I'm like,
ancestors were persecuted and
well, I'm
targeted
damn,
for
you
their
don't-
gifts.
Okay, well, my bad if you don't speak Spanish,
by
but
their fellow
how much are the tickets? Because I'm like,
They
where
lived
do I
hidden
get
away
one?
all
Because I'm
these
looking
centuries,
around, I had like a couple dollars in
keeping
my
their
pocket. I'm like,
existence
where's the
secret
ticket
even
booth
from
at?
the resistance.
Yeah, she just didn't say shit. So
My
I'm
mom
like,
and dad
fuck
drilled
you,
it
you
into me
sloppy
that I
looking
was
bitch.
never,
You ain't gonna get no
under
attention.
any
This whole man,
circumstances,
she made me
supposed to
so
let anyone find out about us.
mad because
If that's the case,
she
then why
held
did you
these
use your
like
powers
Daisy
back there?
Dukes. Had this nasty ass
I
veggie.
don't know.
She had no
One
shape.
second
She
I
just
saw
looked like
Zephyr about to be
a
killed,
motherfucking
and the
blob
next I was-
walking. I was like, oh, you puta, you pendejo, that stupid old hoe. I was so mad because this bitch, she just, looked at me like she was above me. And this bitch
Danon
was so
Astral Arts.
ugly. And I said,
If the Renans knew such a threat
Trump,
existed,
come
there'd
get
be
this
hell
hoe.
to
You know what
pay.
I'm saying?
Hey,
Where's
You think I'm gonna go to the Lords with this information?
ICE, where you gotta get rid
I'm
of
a
these
traitor
type
and an
bitches.
outcast at this point.
And I said,
or
fuck
did you
it.
forget?
What, I'm about to go back to
What amazes
the
me
crib.
is how anyone
Come back
could
to the
have that
crib.
kind of power
But I'm at
and
the
yet
bus
keep it
stop. I'm
hidden
damn,
all
my
this
transfer
time.
expired. I'm not about to give these motherfuckers no more
Didn't you
money.
ever want to use it to
I don't
help
even
your
like
people?
paying for the bus. It should be a free service. You know what
Don't
I'm saying?
talk like you know the first
people,
thing about me, Brennan.
taxes is supposed to pay this
Enough.
shit, and you take out
Zephyr wouldn't want
a
this.
ton of taxes out of a person's paycheck. You know what I'm saying? When I go and buy motherfucking
Listen,
shit from
all I
retail
care about
stores,
is
you
taking
taking
out
out
the
taxes.
Lords, okay? Which is no
I'm like,
doubt what
fuck
her
these
people
whole ass
want
niggas on the
too.
bus. So
Using
the
her
lady,
powers to help
she,
do it only makes sense.
you know, I guess she thought it was cute. She was like, man, she was like,
Makes sense for
what's
who?
going on?
Us?
I'm like, I'm trying to get to my little
Besides, Zephyr
destination.
comes first.
Transfer,
Just abandon him.
tapped out. I do not have
It's
a
fine.
plan to buy another. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't want to buy another. I
You're
budget,
going to
you
save
know.
Zephyr,
I try
right?
to save my money for
If
something
so,
else.
you're going to
And
need my
she
powers
laughed.
to
She
do
was
it.
like, man, she was
I
like,
don't
what is
want anyone
$100?
else
I'm
to
like,
die.
shit, that is out here in Michigan, since marriage
you
is
sure?
legal. That is 2 pre-rolls. You know what I'm saying? Literally, like, I don't want to waste my money
Then
on.
let's get back to the
on
village.
that. You know, I'd rather
We
buy a
need to
pre-roll.
find out
You know,
what
I was
happened.
gonna waste $2. You know what I'm saying? Fuck. And then the buses don't even be that clean, and then you know what I'm saying, it's just come with a lot of fuck shit, and then they don't be on time, then some of them try to act like they don't see you, then they want to do the most. You're like, bitch, you just supposed to drive. You ain't supposed to ask me 20 questions. If I don't have a fair transfer as an employee that
What's
provides
wrong?
a service to citizens,
Nothing, just
to accommodate people to get
surprised how
around,
dark
you
out
supposed
here
to give me a free transfer.
Why wouldn't it be?
But it be so
It's still night
really
after all.
fucked up ass,
No,
black,
that's what's weird.
stupid ass
A
people
lot
that
of
drive
times
the bus.
passed since we
And
arrived in
I'm
Cecilia.
like, oh,
You'd figure the
these
sun would
niggas
come
I
up
hate
by
the
now.
most because they be feeling
Oh,
so
right.
empowered.
It's not like
so,
this back in Calaglia, is it?
to be
be honest, I completely
egotistical,
forgot.
where they just think they the shit. They think that they so
basically,
superior
it's
to you
always
because
night in
you
this
catching
realm.
the bus. And it's like, bitch,
Huh?
I done caught the bus
It's
while
been that
having
way
2 or 3
forever.
cars. I had
It
a
never gets any
motherfucking
brighter
Honda, I've
outside,
had a Chevy
even in the
Cruze,
morning.
I had a Pontiac
So it's always
Firebird.
dark all
You know
day
what I'm
long?
saying? And I still
how?
left my car at
How
home
is that
to
even
catch the bus
possible?
downtown because
Did
the
the
parking
Renans
down
cause
there
this?
is stupid as hell.
Of
As
course
far,
they
as far as
did.
the prices, and
It's
then
complicated to
too,
explain, though.
You know what I'm saying?
It'd be
You
easier to
don't
just
really
get
need
to
a car
Sislo
down
then,
there
so you
because
can see what's
everything's
going on for
congested.
yourself.
So you'd be better off catching the bus and then walking around.
take
get
your
up
word
some
for
Lyft
it.
or Uber down
But
there.
right now,
So I'm
find
like,
Zephyr comes
these
first.
motherfucking whole ass bus drivers, man. Michigan is so fucked up. Like, it's a lot of shit that pop off around here. True. You got the techno festival, what they call DEM. We got summer jams, the hoedown. It's a lot of shit.
I wonder
that
how
be happening,
Zephyr's doing.
downtown.
If that law
And
guy
they got
is his
all
son,
kind of clubs.
it shouldn't be rough
for,
with him.
Your
I wanna
purpose,
believe that.
your taste the environment.
But those two didn't look like
And some are friendly to all walks of life, but it's just the people that are in service down there. It make you not even want to fuck with Detroit because they just be so like, man,
Yeah, exactly.
like I was
good terms.
after I got my transfer.
Now
right,
I'm curious.
Russ, like, she was cool. She was like, all
Can
right, here you
Daniels
go.
enlist in the Snake
And,
Eyes too?
Definitely.
I'm like,
They're useful for
you want some
surveillance
trivia?
here.
She was like, we about to
Doesn't
get me
win you many
fly. Like,
friends on either
shit, I
side,
can't.
though.
I said, oh,
So
my
why
bad.
is Zephyr's
I had
kid
some
working
moments,
for the
so I was
Renans
gonna hear
then?
something because I really didn't want to spend no money. And I'm like, well, shit, I can give you enough for a joint. You know what I'm saying? Like that, you be straight with that. So she was laughing and shit. She She was like, I'm straight, you know. She's like, but it smells good though. I'm sure I can't because I'm at work. I said, oh, my bad. But she let me slide, so I get on the bus. And then that's when the kid showed up. He was like, bro, how are you doing that? Like, you know, you not afraid? I'm like, nah, man. I was like, why would I be afraid? He was like, I bust my shit. I broke my wrist.
I think
I said,
Poodle senses an
God,
owl
how
around
you do
here.
that? You know what I'm saying? He's like, them things are scary. I'm like, bro, no, they not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, yeah, at first, because it's a different kind of, you know, experience. Like, you really
These ones can run rings
always in motion. I mean, it's, you know, it's like, depending on how strong your mind is, depends on how much control, you know, you have on your rollerblades.
Let's
So,
keep our eyes on the
you
prize.
know, it does help with mental fortitude. But I'm just like, man, bro, how you work your shit? You know, out of all the years I rollerbladed, not, you know, I skate on the regular skates too. I've never busted my shit to the point to where I had to get a cast or some stitches. You know what I'm saying? I never got fucked up like that. And I do all kind of crazy shit. And I'm like, man, what's going on? You know what I'm saying?
Hi, Poodle.
Yeah, he was like, I really don't want to mess with those things. I'm like, oh, you right? You gotta get your mind right because it'll help you with your coordination. It'll give you some endurance. It'll have you so strong with your legs, it'll keep you off. You know what I'm saying? And he laughed and he was like, bro, you know, I'm like, yeah, it'll help you because he was like, well, I want to be a boxer. And I'm like, that'll help you with that. It'll teach you coordination. Rhythm. And, you know, it'll help with your balance. It'll teach you how to shift your weight. And, you know, when you,
Barely a
when you
blip
box,
on our
those are
radar.
all the key components to be a skilled fighter, which is, you know, your endurance, your agility, your balance, and you shifting your weight because, you know, skilled boxers shift their weight when they go haymakers to knock motherfuckers out. But, you know, or put it behind their jab. But, you know, some people don't take the time to learn the science or the shit that they're doing. They just do it because they have passion for it. But, you know, when you take some time to do some research, that increases your output as a fighter too. You know, you hone your technique, you know, get precision with your,
Say no more.
you know, you get precision with the practice you
Barely a
make.
blip on our radar.
And excellence, you know. So I was like, man, I can't be no dumbass person. I have to, you know, educate myself. If it's something that you know, some people don't. They get pissed off because you know more than them. And there's a lot of that out here in Michigan. It's like the mentality of people here. It's like, man, you know, it's depressing. Because you find a lot of fucked up people and they be dealing with their 7 deadly sins the most. They be so envious, they be jealous, you know, for no reason when they could just do better, you know what I'm saying? They try to, you know, diminish your integrity by they fuck shit just because they do certain things, you know, like they be dishonest and then they want to, you know, project that kind of image on you and make it seem like you the one that can't be trusted, but they the main motherfucker that you know what I'm saying? They do all that kind of shit. When it comes to the quality of people, you know, out here, and they do fuck shit, you know, be real jealous and just smite your name. It's just like, you know, it's a lot of low tier mentality. It's sad, but you know what I'm saying? There's also other people that are on a higher level, but the common denominator
Let's
is
keep
fuck
our eyes
people.
on the
There's
prize.
so many fuck people out here. It just makes it just so, you know, like, I don't want to mingle. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hang out. No, nigga, I ain't, no new friends. No new friends. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that shit. But that's how, you know. It's so common for that mentality out here, and it's like, why? Why are you even like this? You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's more productive to be a person of kindness and curiosity, willing to learn, versus you know, being ridiculously bitter and spiteful to the point where you will sabotage or badmouth somebody else you have learned or God naturally given a talent to,
Our work is
you
done
know,
here.
some type
Let's
of
move.
quality that they
I'm right
have.
behind you,
It
Shion.
makes them stand out. They got you, you know, bad mouthing them and doing all kind of spiteful shit. Like it's too many young people out here, especially when it comes to the older white women and the older bitter black bitches. They be doing the most, especially if you a male that you know is appealing to both sexes, and they call themselves being, you know, your God. They call themselves judging your life. You know what I'm saying? But yet these bitches, you know, barely know how to wash their ass. They barely, you know, speak the truth. You know what I'm saying? Don't even, man, barely do that. You know what I'm saying? That's like, how you gonna try to judge somebody, you know, lifestyle when you're not even an honest person? That's the worst quality to have as an individual, is being dishonest. That's the worst quality. And then it's a lot of bitches be out there like that, and then they just want to, you know what I'm saying, try to condemn you for having a free spirit, condemn you for being happy, condemn you for looking better than them. And that's one of the most envious things I've ever dealt with Michigan, is dealing with ugly bitches. Like I was at Five Below, and I had braids in, and my baby hairs was just growing so fast that they would just lay down. It looked like a super hair, you know, like I had my shit purposely done with some gel type shit, but it was just from my do-rag, you know, and it's hair grease. Like it's the certain hair grease that you can use. It's called Salty, and it's a combination of a whole bunch of herbs, but it has this consistency that's thick enough to like where if it's in a cool space, it'll stay solid, but once heat hits it, it'll loosen up, and you know, it'll oil and retain moisture, you know, in your hair if you use it as a sealant, you know, versus and it to oil your scalp, you know, versus you just lathering your hair up with that shit, putting pounds of shit on top of your hair. You know what I'm saying? Because it's ways to apply certain hair products, and that particular product is best applied to your scalp, you know, in your hair because it breaks it down and makes it a lot lighter, but it holds in the moisture. So I use that, and it changes my hair texture. You know, it makes it like really wavy, shiny, and you know, I'm like, man, what's going on? Because they're like, well, you can't wear your headstand here, and you have to take it off. So I took it off, and this one, like, she was feeling me. She thought I was cute and shit. She was all up on me,
feel my power
asking me questions. And I was like, oh no, why do people fraternize? I don't fuck with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't, you know, like I don't date where I work. You know what I'm saying? I made friends while I worked at, which I'm against that too. But I don't do that. I'm not even promiscuous in the first place, so I don't even understand why motherfuckers think that, you know, that's the way to go when they try to, you know, get my attention and shit. But
I won't forgive you.
that's just like, man, you know what I'm saying? For me, I'm not enticed. Like, I have to be mentally stimulated to find a person interesting, because, you know, being able to relate to somebody and kind of have an actual conversation about, you know, important things or things that you value, you know what I'm saying, it's a must to have a long, you know, ongoing relationship with somebody. If you ain't got shit to talk about, you know, common denominator,
With this,
it's like,
I can
you
become
with this
even
bitch, you know what I'm saying?
stronger.
I didn't like this bitch, you know what I'm saying? We don't even get along. We just, you know what I'm saying? It's like the only thing that's keeping y'all together is intimacy. That's not even real intimacy. That's just lust, you know? Because if you don't like the person without that attribute as a part of your dynamic in your relationship, it's like, why be with that person? You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that's keeping y'all together. Like, what the fuck? I don't like that. I don't want to be with nobody where that's the only thing that you got going for us. I can't even talk to the bitch because the bitch too stupid. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, I can't make decisions that include when it comes to business propositions, you know what I'm saying?
Consider yourself
You know,
finished.
it's the same thing as I would want to be able to talk to, you know, the person that I'm supposed to be building my life with. You know what I'm saying? I can't talk about property management. I can't talk about, you know, nothing like, what do you mean by property? What do you mean, you
Let's
know,
keep our
property
eyes on the
taxes? What do you
prize.
mean, you know, about equity? Like, bitch, what the fuck with you? What you been doing? You know what I'm saying? You've been on this earth for what, 30 years and you
I
ain't
won't
decided to
forgive
think
you.
about real estate. You know, that's the most important shit you can think of because that's where you lay your head. You know, you should have some knowledge about it, you know what I'm saying? But it be people that just don't know nothing. All they know is what to do in the shit. But can't cook, can't make cooking themselves.
It's over.
It's just be sad as fuck. So I'm like, man, I'm straight. I'm straight. And then, you know, women, they want you to pamper them and treat them as if they a wife, but can't do shit that a wife do. Can't cook,
Our work is done here.
can't
Let's
wash
move.
their ass,
I'm right behind you.
don't keep a clean house, don't have a team player mentality, you know, what you do for me, what you gonna do for me? Bitch, you stand in my crib, what you mean what I'm gonna do for you? You stand in my shit. You ain't paying no bills, you can't even cook for them, you can't even wash the clothes and fold them, bitch. You know what I'm saying? That's how these modern day out here type of women, man, they want the most from you and offer not even the bare minimum. It's like, damn, at least you know, if you gonna stay with a dude, have a meal prepared when you come home and breakfast and lunch. That's not wifely duties. That's just showing consideration. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you staying with a nigga, you staying rent free. And
Go,
yes,
go,
he's
Carter.
definitely a nigga because when you come up with your shit, bitch, he a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, you can stay at your crib, I can stay at my crib. If we gonna stay together, you need to pick which bills you gonna pay. I don't give a fuck, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to spend all my money on you, right? And then get to the point where you don't like each other. I done just spent all this, like, I'm straight. Nah, I'm straight. Especially if you not,
Nicely
your
done.
output don't match mine. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I'm paying all the bills, right? Then I gotta come home, cook all the meals, clean my own crib. You know what I'm saying? What is you here for, bitch? What are you here for? You just take up space? I get it. You are paper, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Or you a plant. You know what the fuck? Like I can't do it. I can't. That shit don't even entice me. You know what I'm saying? She a bad bitch. I know she got a lot going on where she, you know, she's celebrity status. Or, you know what I'm saying? She gets films, you know, and she contribute in other ways. Like, you know, she have a maid company and shit. You know what I'm saying? She, like, she gets conducive to the relationship. You know, I ain't gonna take all this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not asking you no servant. It's just like, damn, there is this consideration that you just want somebody to pamper you and shit, and you know what I'm saying? But you don't want to show that person no love, appreciation.
Well then,
You just wanna
let's
use
keep
it.
moving.
Bitch, the door. You know what I'm saying? Hit the road, cause I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? It's hoes, like real live individuals who, you know what I'm saying, monopolize off utilizing their body that give more appreciation to somebody, you know what I'm saying, than they'll even try to cook up, you know what I'm saying, cook up a meal for somebody. Like, man, not saying I'm talking from experience, but you know, it's people out there that's like that. And they cat. And it's like, you know, you got somebody, they want you and they don't want to do shit. They don't want to make sure, you know what I'm saying, you straight. They know you working, enjoy your time, and you don't have no meal prepared, and you done shut the crib. I'm straight. You got to I like to be single, like a usual ass bitch in my crib. For real, I had this one time, fucked up. I was like, I would never fuck with a grateful ass bitch ever again. Never.
Let's keep our eyes on the
that
prize.
same bitch I had dealt with, grandma, you know, was like trying to, want us to get back together, and she, asked me to take pictures with her and shit, invited me over to her crib. I was like, no, man, I don't know what kind of fucking drugs you on, but ain't no fucking way I'm gonna ever get you and your people again. You know what I'm saying? Because you knew what type of motherfucker your grandchild was.
Consider yourself
You
finished.
support that mentality, that behavior. You know what I'm saying? Nah, bitch, I ain't coming over your crib on no Thursday. I was like, I'm sure.
Any injuries?
You can have that shit. I don't want nothing from you. I don't want to be in your presence. I do not fuck with your grandchild. She, like, after that, it was crazy because she used to, like, keep tabs on me and shit because instead of me driving around and walking around, using public transportation, I would rollerblade and walk, and also BMX too. But somebody had stole my bike. I was so pissed about that. I was like, oh man, the motherfuckers is treacherous out here. Twice, BMX bike and
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished.
I just keep because you gotta have skill to wear these, and every rollerblader knows it's better
Well then,
to buy
let's keep moving.
fresh rollerblades than using users because breaking them in is everything. But man, I was so like disgusted with what was going on, but.
Enemies.
Actually,
What?
when someone is casting an art, their focus has to be entirely on the incantation. So right when they're completing the casting, I just kinda steal it from them.
Really? Then what do you do with the energy you've stolen?
I hold on to it and use it whenever I want, like I can with my own magic. The thing is, I can only unleash that art once. After I use it, it's gone. Oh, also, when I steal astral energy, the enemy will lose focus, which means they can't cast anything else for a while.
So not only can you...
It's actually something of a secret technique.
Well, if we come across any tough enemies that use incantations, I'm sure that power of yours will come in real handy.
Yeah, it's tricky to pull off, but you can count on me.
The OMG. Yeah, the audacity of fucked up people out here is astounding. Like, the police was so fucked up. Like, not only was they racist, but they was so fucking stupid. Like, I had these boots on that I had got from Aldo. And Aldo, like, you know, they have some dope tennis shoes from time to time. Like, they sometimes have this, like, Converse model that has studs on it that are fucking dope. And then, you know, they recently started doing boots, leather boots that are like $200 a pop. And the boots, you know, they're actually, some of them are pretty nice looking. You know what I'm saying? Like, they actually hold up too for the price. Because I had a pair, three pair actually, and I had liked them so much, I was wearing them to work because they was really comfortable. And, you know, I had put so much mileage on them. Like, I was a stalker, and I was wearing them boots to work as a stalker, and it was,
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
I was literally that comfortable. But I was like, what's going on? Because, you know, the police see me, so they just got so nasty. They took my phone out my hand and shit, put me in handcuffs, had me illegally detained for a whole day, took all my clothes, had me freezing in the cell, like, didn't commit one crime. They had no evidence. All they heard was a racist white bitch, word of mouth. That's what they do. They hear a dirty ass white bitch say something about a colored person. Oh no, you know what I'm saying? They sent two big ass SUVs full of cops, 4 cops in each one, then 2 cars. Like, for what? This bitch lied and, you know, said whatever the fuck she said to him. So the cops gave me 3 tickets for disturbing the peace, 1 ticket for driving a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license, and the other one was no proof of insurance. But remember, the whole time they never stopped me in my car. My car was parked at the bank next to this Chase building. I mean, the bar, you know, in their parking lot. Because I just knew, like, something told me that these dirty motherfuckers was going to do something. And sure enough, you know, I listened to my tuition. I got the majority, I think I got all the shit dropped. I can't remember. I know I got that shit off my back. But because they had took my car, I ended up downtown. So I'm downtown. This is how dirty downtown police is. And the people that work there, some of them. So I'm downtown and, you know, I'm freezing because I got like, I was prepared to be inside my car, not to be out in the cold. So I'm,
Hey,
I gotta go and change my coat. I got this leather jacket on, a hoodie underneath, you know, and I'm freezing. So I get this big ass like body coat. It's a Timberland coat. It's black. It's humongous. And I'm wrapped up in that. And then when I take it off, you know, I got on fitted jeans, a nice button up with these badass boots. They're like Warlock boots. If you ever watched the movie called Warlock, you understand what I'm saying. But they were, you know, colder than that because their boots were outdated. These boots are like, you know, high fashion, modern times. Some have like a square, like kind of tip, and the other one have like a pointy. I like the pointy ones. And you know, they have like a nice decent sized wedge, so they kind of almost like give you the impression of some heels, but they're not. They're actually just boots for men. They're like for, you know, like good nights out. If you're going for cocktails or you going to the club, you know, to have a good time, you know what I mean, or you want to look kind of stylish and sexy, you know. That's what they for. So I go, you know, they see me and they, you know, looking at me like I'm some kind of tranny or some shit, and I'm wholeheartedly not for that shit. Like I don't discriminate against trans people. I don't discriminate against nobody. I'm not a hater. I don't bash people. You know what I'm saying? But me personally, it's just I don't understand why you would mutilate yourself. Why would you go out of your way to chop yourself up, to artificially, you know, change yourself to appear as something that you were not meant to be? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, where is the self-love and the confidence to own the form that you have and improve it through exercise or eating right, you know, or healthy habits? Like, what's wrong with that? So I don't really condone that. Like, I don't like when people mutilate themselves to change their image, you know, because it's like you don't love yourself. It's like the worst form of depression to me. So I'm like, no, I'm straight, you know. I don't really want to mingle with them kind of people because I feel like, you know, you not too stable mentally to, you know what I'm saying? And then a lot of them people be so like you know, battered and beaten and mistreated, and you know, it's life is already enough, and then taking on other people's problems, you know, when it comes to certain shit, it just be overwhelming, you know what I'm saying? And the ridicule that gay people long get, it's unbearable. But when you are you appear as a transsexual, oh man, they try to kill you on sight, you know what I'm saying, if they can. And it's just like, what the fuck wrong with these bitches? Because I take care of myself. I make sure my hair, you know, is oiled and combed and, you know, hydrated and healthy looking. I try to take care of my skin. It's just other things I could do to improve my skincare, but you know, I try to look good for me. And the bitches that be so ugly in the inside, they be so mad. They just be giving me the hardest time. And that's, you know, what I had to deal with. I knew the bank teller, you know, she seen me, she was mad as fuck. And I was like, bitch, what's wrong with you? You mad because you were ugly as a white lady, bitch, you know what I'm saying? You look more masculine than me. You know, and I got, you know, muscles and definition and shit, but, you know, yo, you can't change your facial features, you know what I'm saying? Like,
barely a blip on our radar.
Face, you know, that's just the cards you're being dealt. If you have an ugly ass face, that's just the cards you're being dealt, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, man, this bitch, she was so mad, you know, with herself because she was getting me the stank eye when she seen what I had on. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck, that you mad, you know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here, bitch, I don't want your services. I'm on BBC and manager and they directing me to your motherfucking ass. It was a whole bank full of ugly ass bitches, no cap. No cap. And I said, oh man, I know I picked the wrong one to come to. Like, I don't have that problem when I deal with confident, beautiful women. I never had that problem. Never. But the ones who would be just mentally fucked up,
I've used a bit too much healing.
man, like, it's like Satan just be driving them bitches. and I be having to combat them often because they just do the most foul shit, like at Five Below, right? So the lady who interviewed me, she liked me, she thought I was cute, so she gave me the job immediately. So the lady, she goes on vacation, and they sent a substitute black fat ugly bitch to come over to Five Below. And the girls I was working with, they thought I was cute, and then there was a lot of women in there that was fucking. They was getting their number, like, hey, you's pretty, you got such long hair, I would love to be your hair for you. You got anybody doing your hair? And I'm like, bitch, you already fucked up, because I do not like people in my head, you know what I'm saying? If you're not a professional, if I can't go to a salon to hold you accountable, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? I don't really want to fuck with you like that, because, like, some people just, they nasty. And I just don't like taking that chance. Like, some people, they scratch places, don't wash their hands, dig in their nose, don't wash their hands, lick their fingers, don't wash their hands. They want to put their hands in your hair, and that's how you get, damaged ass hair. Like, that's how your shit fall out, because you putting germs and dirt in your scalp. You know what I'm saying? That's not even yours. That's somebody else's shit. So I'm just like, I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? Like, at the salon, by law, they had to uphold a certain standard of, hygienic profession. So that's why I like going to salons. But, some salons I don't like. Like, I had a situation where I went to an African salon, and the chick was so ugly. This was the ugliest African bitch I ever seen. Her and her help was some ugly ass bitches. Like, no cap. And she was so mad because my hair was real long, and she realized I didn't have no relaxer or nothing, because I was trying to get it braided. She was like, well, I don't have to wash it and condition it for you. So I said, okay, cool. So she was putting some products in my house. I said, I hope that's not a perm, because I don't do relaxers. I don't fuck with them. I don't need what I want. And she's like, no, it's just a deep condition. And I'm like, I don't like it. You can stop. So she's like, well, let's go to the sink. So I'm like, this bitch tried to sneak a perm in my shit. What the fuck wrong with this hoe? I just told her I ain't want no relaxer. And she distinctly heard me say that. So then she doing my hair, and I felt like she had pulled some hair out, because this handicapped chick was sitting next to me, and she just kept making these looks every time I felt like she pulled some hair out. So I guess God heard me. I said, Lord, if this bitch pull out my hair, I want somebody just to knock her shit right the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like, just swore her motherfucking lip up. And she pulling my hair out. And lo and behold, no cap, honest to God, somebody called her out. And next thing you know, she came back in, her lip was busted. And I said, oh shit, God, you must have heard me. And after she came in there, she was fixing her lip up and shit. I said, who the fuck busted her shit? I guess one of the guys that she was dealing with, because he seen me, he was like, how are you? And I'm like, I'm good, bro. And he was like, okay. He was like, okay, you take care now. And then she was talking to this guy, and then she walked off with the guy. Like, came back, lip fucked up. Then the bitch started taking extra care with my hair and shit. And she gave me a discount and left. But I had realized, because my scalp was so tender. I said, this bitch pulled off some of my hair. I was so mad, man. But I said, you know what, Lord, you decked her and her shit, so I'm straight. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even condone violence, but it's just, that's how it be. Like, some of the motherfuckers that be out here just be so fucking foul. And I'm just like, man, and then the irony of that is that when you address a fucked up female like that in that manner, they want to label you as the aggressor, as the bad guy, as the villain, as, oh, how could you ever do some shit like that? Like, bitch, you know what I'm saying? You see what the fuck she was doing? Like, she deserved to get uppercutted. I don't even know the bitch, you know what I'm saying? So it was just, I was just like, oh man, I ain't never going there no more. And then when I realized what she did, I cussed the bitch out and pulled off. And I was like, man, it's like, what happened was, I had got up and I saw some hair under her thigh, and I said, "Oh, you dirty bitch," you know what I'm saying? You pulled my shit out. I was so mad, but it grew back though, and it's long, so you know what I'm saying? God is good. It was like I prayed on it, no cap, and I was like, Lord, you know, just fix it, you know what I mean? Help me out. I learned my lesson. Something told me not to go in there, you know, from the get-go. And I wanted to get my hair braided so bad because maintenance is a motherfucker. When you have long hair and it's like, you know, curly, like I don't know if I have a 4C, 3C, 2, I don't know my hair's Roxy or curl, you know, level. I never took time to learn it, but you know what I'm saying? I know it's not that bad because it changes depending on what I do to it. If I put water in there, it's super straight, if it's, you know, certain hair products,
I work with done here.
I don't need relax.
I'm right behind.
So I'm like, okay, cool. But I was just like, man, you know, that shit made me so mad. And I'm like, wow, what the fuck I do with this bitch? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was
barely a blip on our radar.
Ladies, and I'm like, I appreciate you doing my hair. You know, I'm thinking somebody else is going to do it. She gave my shit. I was so mad.
An opponent like this should be easy.
I was going to start throwing, you know, lows on her shit. That shit. This is tape. So I'm not going to no ugly ass bitches no more. If they ugly as fuck,
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
No, I'm straight. But yeah, that's how I got. But you know, that was like 3 years ago though. So I'm just like, man, Michigan it just has a lot of fuck people. Then downtown, right? So after I had lost my car for the second time, I'm downtown. Now the whole ass governor, Governor Gretchen, this bitch is the devil in the dress. She had shut down the transit center, so you could not be in there during the cold. And you know, downtown is surrounded by a huge ass body of water. So the frigidness is on a different level out there. Like I'm talking about, oh, your ass is grass if you don't have a thick coat, you know, and you ain't got nowhere to sleep or stay during the winter time. And so, like, you basically get left to die because it's that cold. Literally, a lady child died because she was homeless. That's how dirty it is in the city. Like when it comes to the government assistance, when it comes to the politicians, when it comes to how they direct the money, you know, where it's going, it's dirty as fuck. But you know, they had no available shelters for the lady and her kids. So when I think it was 2 of her kids had died, they froze to death in her truck out there at Greektown Casino. And now they changed Greektown Casino to Hollywood Casino out there. But it's like, why that kind of shit is going on out here when they have programs like Section 8 and DHS that both get cash assistance for those who got kids. So it should have been never a reason for a woman with multiple kids to not have a place to stay. That should never happen. But you know what I'm saying?
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
Some kids. And I'm like, this shit was on the news. And then because the news is so racist, they showed it like one episode.
Go no further.
They went up to something else. Like, she just lost her kids. And then the fucking state was trying to prosecute her. It was on the news, like trying to fight. Covered up, they talked 7 years covered it. But that's how treacherous it is out here because the politicians have done and dictates, you know, of course, the city's finance. I'm like, man, what's going on? But the people that work down there makes it so much worse because I'm at this time that it's still, you know, the sun is out, but it's still cold. It's a motherfucker. And I go to Potbelly, which is this restaurant that sells
barely a blip on our radar.
It's like a Panera Bread, but I guess you could say that's not as good because Panera Bread food is good, but the people at the ones I worked at were not. So it made the experience terrible. But and racism is that bad. Like the Panera Bread I had worked at, I was speaking Spanish. I was like, hola, hola, ¿cómo está, señora? Hola, ¿cómo está, señor? You know, and I'm like, ándale aquí, vámonos, you know, telling her to come here. And they're like, okay, and I'm like, uno momento, you know, give me a second, like, let me get in a minute real quick, because I'm dealing with this other customer. So the fucking manager, this bitch was so racist. She heard me speaking Spanish. She's like, oh no, that's not, we don't speak Spanish here. I'm like, bitch, you don't speak Spanish, and I still spoke shit in front of her face. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, the dude was like, gracias, amigo. And I'm like, de nada, you know. And he was like, okay, well, I want this and I want this. And I said, all right. And next thing you know, his mom, and she was all like, you know, gracias, amigo. You know, they was so cool. And they was like, amigo, you know, here. And they pointed to the little cup and tipped me and shit. And I said, oh, the lady, mad as fuck. Racist bitch, mad as fuck. She was like, oh, we don't get tips here. But I'm like, bitch, why is you pocketing my money though? You don't get them, but you put the money in your pocket. That's how dirty these racist people be. And I'm just like, oh my God, I gotta get the fuck. And this wasn't even Taylor, this is Allen Park. Like, that's why I'm like, what the fuck is the president talking about? Make America great again. America is the pit of all racism. Like, that's what it's known for, is racism and fucking stupidity. How was it ever great? It was great for racist ass white folk when they get away with, you know, keeping people enslaved, raping them, torturing them, stealing their property, stealing their livelihood, stealing their life away, giving them unconstitutional laws, you know, making them pay for their freedom, incarcerating people that ain't, you know, should never be enslaved. Like, fuck shit. So, how you gonna make America great?
Our work is done here.
I was like, you know, Trump, I know you definitely ain't gonna get my vote because that speech doesn't compel me to vote for you. I'm like, I'm not stupid. I know the history of America, and America's history is not pleasant, especially to melanated folk. So why the fuck would I go and vote for a person who is, you know, like low-key insinuating, you know, some fuck shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, he said, let's make America great. Then I would have been like, okay, yeah, I can do that. But again, how was it ever? When was it ever? Explain that shit. Can't. All the forefathers presidents were slave owners. How the fuck was America great? That don't make no sense. So I'm like,
let's keep our eyes on the prize.
No. He a scammer. He a whole scam. Can't fuck with it. But you know what I'm saying? With that speech. But you know, hopefully he do some good because I wasn't mad when he decided to get rid of some of the because, you know, I don't want the ones that are good when it came to get a third chance at life, a better chance at life, you know, to live in better conditions. Like them, you know, as long as they contribute to society, you know, making the world a better place over here, being kind and courteous if they are in the service
I won't
industry,
rest until I'm the
that's
best
cool.
I can be.
You over
Still
here
striving to be on par with the Lord?
You simply can't be
you
too
know,
strong when
blacks,
battle is a part of your
like some of
everyday.
these motherfucking Mexicans think they are, which they not. You know what I'm saying? They, you know, you take your ass back to Mexico. You know what I'm saying? Bye. I'm the fuck bye. You know what I'm saying? Because it is some of them over there that really think they superior to non-native folks. Like, they feel what they call racism and, you know, personal experience. So, like the lady that was working at Pop Devil, she was American and she was Latina. And I really just went off on the bitch. Like this black lady, she came in.
You're quite the gunslinger.
And you know, I felt so bad for her because I know she was a tight lady. Like she didn't smell like piss. she didn't, you know, give up on her appearance and shit. She was layered up, and she had, you know, everything in bags, multiple bags, because she didn't want no bugs to get in. You know, you could tell that she was trying to survive. She wasn't trying to beg for shit. She wasn't trying to loiter. She wasn't stinky. You know, she didn't steal. Like, she had a little cart with food in it, you know, and I seen her little wallet, so I know she had, you know, EBT and all that kind of shit. Like, you could still be working and, you know, have government assistance but no place to live, and that's what people fail to realize. Like, the cost of living is a motherfucker out here, and they don't pay that well, especially when you're doing shit like, you know, jobs like McDonald's, or you working in retail like Walmart pays great, Myers pays great, Kroger's alright, but it's still not enough to cover today's expenses when it comes to rent, because they want you to have 3 times your income. You know what I'm saying? Like 3 times the rent, I mean. So like if your rent $500, you gotta make $1,500 off rent. That's the living, just to live in that bitch. And then in some places check your credit. So if you don't have a certain credit, they was not gonna allow you to do it. And the ones who do that the most be the worst. No cap. So I'm just like, man, you know, what could they talk about when they come to make America great again? But that shit is hot. Definitely wasn't meant for black people. Or brown people, as they call it, brown skin folk. Black. And it's like, have you seen a charcoal motherfucker? Have you seen a black crayon? That's black. What are you talking about? But it's just so fucking stupid.
Barely a blip on our radar.
I was in LA, Louisiana. It's just, it was so integrated. You don't have that kind of like hostility, you know, in the workplace. Like all of the people that I worked for that was Caucasian, except for TJ Maxx, they were the job was racist, dirty ass white man, and I could stand it. But most of the places, like I had to Subway, and I was dealing with this lady named Donna, and she was so cool. Like at first I really did not like this bitch because she had sort of my intelligence, and I said, dude, what the stuff is a bastard?
Any injuries?
Ass folk. But then I realized, you know, she wasn't really racist. She just, you know, I realized that was something that she encountered before, or, you know, she had experienced it, because I was taking so long with the application, and I was like, man, I don't like to be precise with my information, because, you know, they can reference your shit, and if it's not legit, you know, they can hold it against you and not hire you. So I was like, let me see, you know, I'm sitting there trying to brainstorm my employment situation, because I had gaps, because I'm like, fuck that, I ain't trying to work, you know, as a slave for grateful ass, stupid ass people. Because anytime you do a job that it's just, you know, agreed slavery. Literally, that's when you working for somebody, you agree to be their slave, literally, for however many wages, for however amount of time. That's all it is. A job is just paid slavery, literally. But I'm like, man, fuck, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't want to, you know, I need some time to mentally, you know, regroup, because being in the service industry, you just do a lot of fuck shit. And it's just not, you know, like, it starts to wear and tear, it starts to tax
keep
your
our
ass
eyes on the
after a
prize.
while, because you get really annoyed with people, and then, you know, that's not a good mentality, you know, being jaded or secluded from people, you know, it's not a bad, I mean, it's not a good mentality. Life requires you to lead, and if you don't know how to navigate through people, you know what I'm saying, it handicaps you, you know, consequences, or just situations that require a little grace and finesse, you know, and people experience. So I'm like, I'm straight, you know what I mean? I don't want to be jaded, and I ain't gonna let that happen. But people
I can
will
become
make you
even
not
stronger.
want to fuck with people, you know what I'm saying? You just be like, after dealing with retail for a long time, you just be tapped out on motherfuckers, and that's where I was at. I was tapped out on motherfuckers. So I was like, you know what? I can't fuck with a lot of people admission, you know, because a lot of them be fucked up. And luckily, God usually sends me people that are really good people, you know. Those are the ones or fairly decent, you know, that I would add on my social media account. I don't just add anybody. Like, I don't like having people in my family that, you know, are criminals or do shit that I just don't do in life. Like, I don't affiliate myself with fuck shit. So, I do like to think about who I had as a friend. And most of the people I met in person. So, my social media, you know, associates and some actual friends, the people that I met in real life, not no one
Looks
I
like we
just
won.
met through, you know, the internet. I don't really like doing that because you don't know who. And even with my piece of shit ass ex, I know my piece of shit ex has kept tabs up to an extent, and I'm like, I don't want to, you know, give them kind of people no insight on what the fuck I got going on. But you know, I don't even.
I think Huro senses an
I don't
owl
even-
around here.
I don't even have that concern anymore. I'm like, you know, because I don't really post
All of create dust.
a lot of stuff
I would-
that
An ink?
divulges
Not
personal
quite.
information.
You said
But,
you and...
you know, I realized that was an issue I was having because I had certain connections with certain people. Like when I was still with a buddy that lived in Wyandotte, you know, he had let me know that he had encountered my ex. Voila. That person
I
had tried
won't
to get
forgive
rid
you.
of on my situation. But it, you know, it didn't work out for me because you know, my buddy, you know, that's, you know, had strong feelings, and I'm like, bro, I was trying to be, you know, be cool with you. I was
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
You know what I'm saying? I wasn't expecting you to, you know, harbor this kind of, you know what I'm saying, shit. And then it was like, oh, I can't even fuck with you like that no more. You know what I'm saying? Because a person, like, when they feel like they have relayed how they feel to you, and you don't reciprocate that, or, you know, you don't move in a direction at the pace, or, you know, you don't move in a direction, period, that they want you to take, they start acting out, and, you know, you have some shitty moments. And I'm like, bro, you know, what's your problem? You know what I'm saying? Why are you tweaking? I love my brother. That's my brother. For real. You know that too. You just do a lot of shit that I can't know. And I had to take a hiatus from him. And he got upset and went to the military. I said, bro, like,
Looks
bro,
like we
you
won.
don't make a radical decision like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I care about your well-being, your mental, you know, your spiritual shit. I know you're not a bad person.
Out of our way.
I know you're racist. And, you know, I got really people you and really find out about, you know what I'm saying? Like, having to search for a place and worry about it. Like, because I was able to bring out a room there. I was looking for an apartment. I'm like, damn, man, I love Wyandotte. It's so awesome. There's so much shit going on.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
Rollerblade, you know, you can just have a great time out there, you know, and feel safe. You don't have to worry about,
Nicely
you know,
done.
just stupid shit. And I was like, oh man, but you know, Wyandotte has its pros and cons, but mostly I've had great experiences with the city and stuff and the police, which some people say, you know, oh man, I hate Wyandotte police trash. But I've never had that experience. Being with, you know, residency there and police actually, their police let me slide. Like you know, get to that in a moment, but my
Our work was
buddy's
done
mother,
here. Let's
you
move.
know, she
I'm right behind you, Shion.
she fucked with me because her son, that particular son, was her
Get lost.
and then she got really mad because I got really cool with her other friends. And, you know, she It felt some kind of way. Like, you know, I don't know what it's about. You should be glad that, you know, others, children, I'm cool for them, and, you know, raising a child, you know, you should be glad. I do a lot for, you know, your child, you know what I'm saying? His ass broke, you go out, pay the way, you know what I mean? I let him use my name as a reference.
Too much healing.
Like, bro, you don't have enough experience in your belt, and I do not like your work ethic. Like, you don't have the ambition if you don't get off your ass and do enough because you've been pampered for so long. You know, dealing with your mom and grandma, because his mom, you know, makes great money. Her house built from scratch. She used to model and shit. Gorgeous, gorgeous woman. Redhead. Goofy as fuck, and she could cook. Like, I actually liked the bitch, but she was just so fucked up. Like, she was so controlling and petty as hell. And she got mad. She was treating him like shit. Like, once I left, because I had long hair when I first met them, and I was wearing fitted jeans and shit. Like, my shit was fly. Like, I had these solid black skinny jeans underneath. It was in the fall time when I was living, you know, with my friend and shit, when I had the long hair. And I had these green, skinny, like stretchable pants on top that had holes through it. So it was like, it had this really nice contrast, and I had these badass black boots on with a shirt to match. So she, you know, she was like, you know, wow, you know, you were already a good looking guy. How you doing? And I'm like, well, we had a class. We had a soccer I can go and say, hey, what's going on, bro? Consider yourself and meet your family. Like, our whole interaction, our whole, you know,
Barely a blip on our radar.
mingling moment was all, you know, from him. He saw me in the class, turned around, gave me a sketchbook, invited me over to his crib, and then we just became, you know, bros. And I said, okay, bro, I don't like that passive aggressive shit, because, you know, I started seeing signs that he was attracted, and I'm like, oh man, you tweaking right now, because I told you, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't fucking with you like that. I told you it off the rip, because when I first invited you to the crib, it's, well, I just, you know, I don't want a relationship. I was like, so what you mean? So I'm not about to, you know, I don't do that. Like, if you think I'm about to just, you know, give you some meat, you should be tripping. Because, you know, even though Michigan is high in STDs, Michigan got a high, scary ass STD rate out there. And I'm like, I don't know what the fuck, you know what I'm saying? You don't know what a
You
person
sense one of your pals, Hoodle?
They behind closed doors and not around you. So I'm like, I'm straight. I'm not about to get hit with the okey doke. And, you know, time went on, years went on. And
It's like my hands aren't responding anymore.
Like, I knew he was gonna come with this bullshit. You wait until all this time has passed, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, I ain't even looking in the direction like that. And it was just, you know, not like saying the person is unattractive, because my bro is
all right, guys,
a pretty person.
ready to go?
And he's fun too, you know. I got nothing but love and respect. He just do dumbass shit, and it's like, bro, you know, that's not gonna get you no rocket punch. You know what I'm saying? You being passive aggressive and doing a little petty shit, like, it's not gonna get you the bitch you want. It's gonna get me the real bitch, you know. That's deep. I don't like that. You know, I'm not gonna fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? Communicate, express how you feel. You know, I'm shy, and you know, they don't know how to. I don't know if this is first time. I don't know if it has. I don't know. I was just like, you know, you definitely speak. You know what I'm saying? Because I had already asked you that a while ago. You know, and you try to play like nothing going on. So, you know, I'm like, I don't have time. And what I mean by the passive aggressive shit is that, like, he had his other friend. Yeah, he was a redhead. His name was, you know, it started with a D. I'm not gonna put his name up because I don't know if his family knows his orientation, whatever, you know. And I know some fuck people do dirty ass shit to you because of your sexuality. They try to, you know what I'm saying, demonize you and treat you like shit, all kinds of fuck shit because of who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck wrong with you? But I didn't know about his family, so I said, okay, you know what? I don't want to put him in a situation to where he gotta struggle for, you know, a place to live because his father put him out, you know, you know, stuff like that. And that's what happened. He got put out. But I, you know, I felt bad because he was real nice to me, and you know, like at the time I was 28, 29, some shit like that, and he was 24 or 25, and you know, he was flirting, aggressive, like I never met a person that flirted like that. Like he was like mooning me and shit, and was like, you know, what are you gonna do? You know, to just give me open invites for something to everybody. And bro's brother was shocked. Like he was like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Because we were like right there and he was downstairs, and it was like, oh, you're the, I'm like, how you know about me? Like, I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? He was like, well, no, I've only heard good things.
Barely a blip on our radar.
Let me show you how good I've heard, you know, about you and the movie and shit. It's like, you know, well, you know, once I was like, oh my God, this guy's on the
An
shit.
opponent like this
I
is
thought it was
easy.
funny, you know what I'm saying? Like, I never really did anybody like that. You know, really was. And, my bro, like, saw that he was serious, and he got so jealous and he started shaking me. I was like, bro, you don't get the fuck about you with that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that's that passive aggressive shit I don't like, you know, because you know you're not a couple, and you know this person has the free range to do whatever the fuck they want to do. You know what I mean? And you want to get this because the person's flirting with you and shit. You know, how do you don't communicate? You know, I'm like, bro, that's a wow, let's go to open mic, you know, it's banging tonight. I don't want to go, I just want to stay at night and be with kids. I'm like, oh, you know what I'm saying? That shit was driving me crazy. So I'm like, see, say no more. Like, rejection, or, you know, just play on not giving me attention. I'm like, like, I got a whole lot of other problems that I'm concerned with and focused on. I don't want to add on any different types to my list of concerns. You know what I'm saying? Grow the fuck up. And, he was salty about that. Like, it was so crazy because when I wasn't working,
Barely a blip on our
he was
radar.
like, you know, what's going on? We always kick it and do some shit. But after B showed some attention, you know, he was being secluded and not really socially active. He wouldn't chat with the bros, you know. We were like, what's going on, man? What the fuck is wrong with you? You know, and I said, I'm just leaving him alone. I just started staying out late as fuck. Up late. And then the crazy part about it is I would run into this friend while I was out. And you know, he was like, so what's going on with y'all? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you know, you guys are, you know, I'm like, oh hell, fuck no. And he was like, well, what's going on? I'm like, because, you know, he lies too much, and I don't deal with that. You know, I like transparency. I like somebody to, you know, be confident in what they want, and you know, take the initiative to go for that, and not be cowardly or hesitant, or, you know what I'm saying, or passive aggressive about it. You know, aka you have an attitude that you feel a certain way, you know what I mean, so you act a certain way. It's like, I didn't tell you to catch feelings, nigga, you know what I'm saying? You did that. And, you know, you want to be nonchalant about it until it got to the point where it started really affecting, you know, how you feel. And I was just like, oh, bro, that's still my bro, though. Like, I really got nothing but love for my bro, and I'm concerned about his well-being. I haven't seen him in a long time.
It's
He's
eerily
playing Final
quiet.
Fantasy.
No sign of Cedric.
I posted a
You
video
think they took
a
him
while
away
ago.
already?
You know, there
Let's
was a lot
say we
of fun.
quit
There was some
hiding
other
and go
videos
ask
that I
some
feel
villagers.
so damn stupid.
Someone's
because
bound to
I-
report us no
he
matter
had played
what
a lot
we
of
do.
other times, too.
So we might as well.
From when he was on level 1 on Black Mage, and then he stopped playing Black Mage at 30.
What? You heard her. She's got a point.
What was it
Our
called?
cover
It's
was
called
blown last night. Where's the sense in sneaking around?
Thermologist or some shit like that.
And what if there are
You
soldiers
got that to
looking
30,
about?
turn into Black
They would have
Mage,
followed us
and
to
he
the
went
cabin
on a
already.
month. So I said,
Relax.
okay, bro, I'm gonna
The
take
coast is
the
clear.
this, you can level
Let's
up
hurry
real
and
quick
speak to the
and
villagers.
match your Black Mage level, you know, and then
Is
it
she
was like
always
easy for
like
you to
that?
navigate.
I don't know
Okay,
how you
cool.
managed to
I'm
put
like,
up
just
with
take a
her.
break.
What makes you think
That's
I'm
what we were
managing?
doing. But the last time I had talked to him, like he was getting upset because I was working.
Let's
at
try
two
talking
places.
to the
I was
villagers.
doing a gig for MJR, and I was doing another gig for a retail store. And I'm like, bro, I set these dates up to play games with you online. I'd be dead tired.
Yeah.
I break any chance to sleep because I was doing the movie theater at 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Haul ass to my other job at 3 p.m. and work till 11. And we didn't close until like about midnight. So it was like, bro, every time we play the game, it's like after 1 o'clock, you know, 12:30, some type of shit. And you know, I'm burnt out, nigga. And then you want me to, you know what I'm saying? You want me to sit there and you know, play with you
Messia is basically
for
a cult.
hours, but
It indicates
your
it's a small
attention
village.
span, it's like all over the place.
So
You know what I'm saying? He was
actually-
glad to play. He was having fun.
Then does that mean that 224 is...
Let me
Yeah.
know what he was working on, you know, and
Yeah.
we'll, you know, tell jokes and talk shit to each other, you know, like brothers do.
I guess.
And
Yeah.
he just, you know,
Oh?
I don't know. I think he really got into his feelings,
Oh.
and he, you know what I'm saying, had made me feel bad because I had missed a couple times, and when I got on, he was, you know, I could tell he was a little
Using
upset about
Zugals
that.
to make
I'm
drinks.
Like, bro, like,
That
you
takes
know, I'm not gonna try to miss
No
my
one would have
game,
come up
man,
with it
bro,
before the
like,
occupation.
you
That's for
literally
sure.
like family to me, like
You don't think the Snake Eyes will hold it against
like
you, do
that, I
you?
wouldn't,
If
you know
anything,
what I'm saying, waste
the
your
warmth might
time.
help
I'm
loosen
just
them
not
up.
to understand, bro. I'm working like a slave, like no cap. I'm really putting in the time, you know what I'm saying, with this job, these 2 jobs and shit, and then, you know, I'm making time for this because it be some days when I don't want to do shit. Like, now on top of that, I was, you know, rollerblading and.
I think there's
You know
someone
what
in
I'm saying?
trouble
I'm like,
here.
bro, I can't be fat out here.
Well,
I can't do that
let's see
shit.
what they have
That
to
ain't
say.
me. So, you know, you don't have to bear with me, but he was upset for some of the days I missed. So,
You're the
the
friends
last
of
time
that
I got
man
on,
the Bureau agents took away.
and I'm like, bro, what the fuck is you doing? You know what I'm
Answer
saying?
our
He was
questions.
mad. He was like,
Sister
"Son,
Loretta,
I'm
the captain.
playing Elden Ring."
That's
I'm
what they
like,
said.
"Oh,
I knew
bro."
it.
I'm like, why?
What did
Why?
we ever do to
You
deserve
guys-
this? We haven't even
All
crossed the
this
street
other
without
time,
looking
like,
first.
you know, 'cause
Why are they
sometimes
after us?
he gets a little
Come on,
impatient.
we're wasting time.
We were gaming out. He was.
You'll need to hurry if
stationed.
you want to get your friend back. Not a
I
single person who's
think
been
at
taken
Fort
to Sisselton has ever
in
returned.
Texas. And
Hey,
I'm
keep
like,
quiet.
bro, you know,
You're trying
I
to
don't
get us
know
all
your
killed.
schedule.
How the hell with that?
And
Go on,
I'm not
report
trying
me.
to, you
See
know,
if I care.
make it unpleasant for you. But
thought
I'm like,
the
you need to
Sisselton
be
was a
considerate,
city.
bro, because
Is it a prison
you
camp?
know, I have a lot of shit going on.
It's the
too.
realm's
You think,
capital.
you know, that because you're in the
Though when you're
military,
forbidden to move freely like
and,
we are,
you
there isn't
know,
much
you know,
difference.
life is literally theirs, not
My
that.
parents and siblings were
you know,
taken by
you
the
the only one that
Snake
got
Eyes.
shit going on.
I haven't heard
It's
from
like,
any of them
dude, I work a
since.
full-time job. What the fuck is wrong with you? You know what I'm
For
saying?
all I know,
and then just
you're
dealing
all
with
dead by now.
customers and shit. You know, at some
Anyway,
places
go!
be
Kill as many
just
Snake Eyes as you can
draining
for me while you're
as
there.
is. But luckily, my customers was never my problem. It was always some another
right.
employee
Sisselton
or
it is.
a fucked up, jealous ass manager will give me the most fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying? The most worst of the worst problems. But you know, I'm like, bro, you know, what's going on with you? You know what I'm saying? Because you really tweaking right now. Like, you really got this attitude for nothing. And I'm like, all right. So I was like, okay, bro, this is the maturity that I really don't like. You know, because at this point in time, like, he's 28, 29, and shit. And I'm like, bro, you know, we are full-fledged adults. We're not 18, we're not 19, we're not 17, 16. So
You see anybody around here who could use our help?
We can't chase after every little thing.
I'm like, bro, I'm not really into you like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be that involved into your psyche, you know, and that connected with you if you're not a couple. You know what I'm saying? That's just stepping over boundaries, and he couldn't understand that, you know, because I was able to call him out and, you know, read his mind on shit, and that's what made him attractive. You know,
I think there's someone in trouble
and
here.
I'm like, bro, I don't like that.
See what they have to say.
Because people who know that you can read their mind, or you know, you can tell what they're thinking, they like to take advantage of that. And you know what I'm saying? Like, they like to test your patience. And I'm like,
Well,
nigga, don't
what
test
is
my
it?
patience. You know what I'm saying? Because
I found an
if I kick
ingredient
out
for that
and
new
I fire
recipe.
on your ass for doing some fuck shit, then you gonna be like, oh, bro, I can't believe you hit me. You know what I'm saying? But why you playing head games? You know what I'm saying? Nobody, like, it's people who like head games and it's people that don't. And I'm a type of individual, like, if we're not a couple and the head games is not an invite to have, you know, a really good time with you, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's like, oh, you know, well, like, for example, like, if a person's like, hey, you been keeping up with the movies or something? You know what I mean? And what they're really saying is like, well, hey, you know, such and such came out, I want to go. You know what I mean? And you supposed to fill in the blank type shit. I'm not about to play that kind of shit with you. You know what I'm saying? You're not a couple. You know, so the fuck.
You sense one of your pals, Poodle?
You know what I'm saying? Like, you just disregarding that. So, you know, he got a little upset about that shit. And I was like, bro, this is why I disappeared.
Looks like we
on you.
spotted one of Poodle's
You
friends.
know what I'm saying? But that's why he went to the concert. That was one of the reasons why. And
Is
I
that the
was
Zuko we're looking
like,
for?
Shit. Because I'm like, damn, bro, if you know, was having these strong ass feelings, all you had to do
No choice.
was, you know, just say it. You know, and ask, you know, I hate you. You didn't do that. He was just so hurt because I told him I believe it. I told him, literally, I was looking for and I had so much I was cool with the females, and it was one, she was a blonde.
Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
Kelly, and she had, you know, blonde hair. She was real pretty. And me and her, you know, I don't know. She just had good energy, and I, you know.
There's
liked
the Zuko we were
everything
asked
she
to
came
handle.
here. I was like, hey, what's going on, Kel? And she was like, oh shit, what's up, man? She's like, I'm going to London. You trying to come? I'm like, oh shit, what? No, I'm trying to go to London. Not no shit to London. But she's like, well, I made this move. She wants you to become, you know, service. You get paid here. Like, I cashed out. You know, you got the look. I said, you know what? I'm lying because I thought about that. I don't know if I want to keep certain people order. You know, I need something for me because I just sometimes I've been going out on people. You know, the person is I ignore their ass. You know, like if I just don't like them, I just, you know, tone their ass out. Like, that's a bad habit of mine. You know, and I'm like, you can't do that when you a server. You know, you have to, you know, be kind and courteous to everybody. So, you know, I don't like being in a position where I have to be, you know, a certain level of courteous to a person. Because anybody can come in there, and you know, if a motherfucker that you really don't like come in there, and you gotta serve them, and it's just the worst experience.
They really made us work for
Luckily, I
that
haven't
one.
had that. Every time I went somewhere to be a part of customer service, everybody was cool. But I just that'd be one of the things that makes me cringe when I think about it. You know, being
That looks like the Zoogle we were told about.
because a lot of people, you know, try to look down on you when you a server at restaurants. But what they don't know is service is a lot of money if they pick their right place. If they pick a 5-star restaurant that is, you know, heavy in customer value, you get paid. You know what I mean? And people, you know, don't mind picking because it's all about location. Have a restaurant and people are you might make more money as a service and working in that environment versus you working in a city that's struggling, you know, to keep afloat, and the people is, you know, living worse than that. Like, hell no, they not gonna take you because they can't even afford a tab. You know what I'm saying? But that's the kind of shit, you know, that I try to avoid in customer service. I'm like, nah, I don't like being at the mercy of other people like that. You know what I mean? Like,